Hello everyone, welcome to another short video. In this video, we are going to look at Palo Alto high availability in the active passive form. So one firewall will be active and handling the traffic, and the other firewall will be passive and will be ready to take over if the primary unit fails. Basically, the active unit fails. I was kind of in dilemma whether I should do HA first or the authentication policies first. HA was a bit simple to do at the start, so I thought let's do the HA first and we can tackle the authentication policies in other videos. Let's look at our topology. So this is a LAN machine. These are the two firewalls, and here is the internet out. So this is the high availability switches. I have connected four interfaces of the Palo Alto firewalls to this switch, four from the primary unit, basically the which is going to be the active one, and the four from the secondary one. These links, as I do not have any dedicated HA interfaces type on the virtual firewalls, so these links have been assigned a type of HA. Let's jump onto the firewall and complete the rest of the configuration as well. So let's jump onto the dot 200 first. So this is the dot 200 firewall. If you see I'm already under the network tab, and ETH 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 6, and 1 by 7 are assigned an interface type of HA. You can change it just by clicking on the interface and then selecting the interface type here from the drop down. So I have selected HA and given it a respective comment. So Palo Alto, basically recommends to have four HA links, two for the control HA links, basically HA1 links, two HA1 links, and two for the HA2 links. So let's jump on to the device tab. In order to configure the high availability, we need to go to device tab, and under the high availability, we will start our configuration. First, we need to do the general settings, HAPS settings. Let's edit the setup option. First, I need to enable the HA, then give it a group number. I'll choose group 10. It's your choice. But it has a limit to the numbers. You need to make sure the number is within that range. And what mode you want to run it? I want to run it in active passive mode. I want to enable the config sync. Yes, sync the configuration of both the firewalls. Peer HA1 IP address. So what is the IP address of the peers HA1 link? Okay, let's say it's 169.254.0.2, and this is 169.254.1.2. So I prefer to use the API IP addresses because they are link local and you don't assign them to machines in your infrastructure. So if you want a description, that's your choice. I'll hit OK. So that now will enable my HA. Yeah, my H is now enabled, but it won't work as of now. You need to do a lot of more config. Active passive settings. Let's set the active passive settings. So passive link is state. If the firewall is in passive mode, my link should be shut down. Monitor fail hold down time is 1 minute. And then yeah, let's do the election settings. So by default priority is under lower the priority, better the device, and that will take the role of the active unit. I want to be preemptive. Yes, be preemptive. If your priority is higher, take over. And then HA timers, I want to use recommended. I can use aggressive as well, or maybe advanced. It gives me to, I can change the timers as per my need. We're going to keep it to recommended. Hit OK. So we have configured these two things. Now let's go to the HA communication. If you see, there are two control links, okay, HA1 and HA1 backup, data links, HA2, HA2. So Palo Alto recommends configuring those all four. Let's click on the HA1 link. I'm not going to use the management link. I'm using ETH 1 by 4 for this. Let's give it an IP address. I'll say 0.1 because 0.2 is my peer. And my mask is this. I don't need a gateway because I do not have a layer 3 domain in between. So that's fine. Yeah. Now let's configure the HA1 backup. I'm using 1 by 5 for it and 169.254. It's 1.1 here on the other link. Okay, that's it. My both the links have been configured for the control links. These are used for the config sync and HA communication. But if it comes to session synchronization, is all for that data links are used. So let's now configure our HA2 data links. Enable the session synchronization port. What port I want to use? I'm going to use ETH 1 by 6. And I don't need to really provide an IP address here because I'm going to use transport as Ethernet. So there will be layer 2 communication. If you want to use the IP based communication or a layer layer 3 or layer 4 based communication, you can select the respective protocols. Then you need to fill in these values. I'm going to keep it Ethernet, not a problem. And here I'll say 1 by 7. Yep, fine, because the Ethernet, so no need of IP address. So that now completes my configuration here on this firewall. I can also set up link and path monitoring. Link monitoring is enabled. Failure condition is any. I can create link groups or monitor certain interfaces for that. Cluster config, now we are not going. Cluster is basically active stuff, but we are doing the active passive stuff, so it's gonna stay as this configuration only. So we are done on the one firewall. Now let's move on to the other firewall, and but let's commit the configuration here first and then see. So while the configuration commit is in progress, I'm just waiting for it to start. Okay, I'll go into the dashboard and add the high availability widget here, so that we can see what's going on there. System high availability widget. So here is the highway. HA right now is not enabled. My commit is in progress. I'll pause the video for the commit to complete. Once the commit is complete, I'll resume. Right, so my commit is now complete, and you can see my high availability widget now shows some information. Mode local is active, peer is unknown because I do not have any configuration on the peer. And you see these HA2 and HA2 backup links they show up. Well, they are up really, but not really connected to the other routers. So now let's jump onto the other firewall and do the same configuration. PAVM, you can see I have already configured these four interfaces in the HA. I'll go to the device and yep, I'm gonna be quick here because we have already seen all the configuration on the other unit. Enable the HA. Group is 10. Yep, enable the config fixing. What should be my IP address? I will just correct it. It would be dot two dot one. Sorry, peers IP address is dot one. And this IP address is also 1.1. Other ends IP addresses. Let me quickly double check them. I might have been messing up with them. Come on, come up. Yeah, dot two and 1.2. These are PSIP addresses, while these are the other PSIP addresses. So these IP addresses basically go to the control links. Let me see that. Dot one will be here on those. No, I'm on the wrong firewall here. Yep, you can see. Yeah, these are the dot one dot one. And the other ones are on that. So there is the dot two here. In this case, it will be dot ones, and then let's configure the rest of the HA settings. Yeah, just say shut down, no problem. That's fine. Election settings. Your priority is not 100, yours is 110. And yep, that's fine. HA timers are recommended. No permission is enabled because higher the priority should take over. And then, yep, let's see this configuration here. EDH 1 by 4 and IP address would be on this firewall will be 255.255.255.0. No gateway is required. Yep. And then I go into the HA1 backup, and that's EDH 1 by 5. Okay. And then let's go here for the, sorry, 1 second. It should be 1.2. 255.255.255.0. You can do 252 as well because they are directly connected one to one basically here. Enable session synchronization port. I want to use 1 by 6, stays Ethernet. And then here as well 1 by 7, stays Ethernet. Already from here it's taken. Okay, so my configuration is around complete. Now let's go to the dashboard. Before I go to the dashboard, I'll just commit the configuration in this box. I clicked on commit, it's opening up. And let me just bring up the widget, the HA widget here as well. Let's see. Yeah. Once my commit is complete, it will show information. If everything goes well, my both the firewalls will join the HA and one will be active. Active one stays active because it has lower priority. So yeah, but all the information about the peer should come up here. Okay, so I'll pause the video for the commit. Once it's done, I'll show my screen. Okay, so you can see my commit is now complete, and the high availability widget shows the information, but the config is not synchronized. If I click on synchronize to peer, so this peer's config will be going to my other peer, and if I click the same option here, then its config will be going to my other peer. So I want this firewall's config to be synced with this. So whatever this has should all go to this. So let's do the sync to peer. This you need to do only for the first time, okay? When you build the HA. After that, it will take care of it. So configuration sync is in progress. Let's see what's happening. I will click here. Now sync superior. Yeah, it's working. Yep, it's still syncing. Give it some time. I'm not sure. It might take some more time. Yeah, that's fine. Not a problem. I don't want to see any differences. I'm waiting for it to sync. Just one moment. Are you sure you want to sync? Yes, I want to sync. Couldn't push HA configuration sync. Already in progress. So yeah, I clicked before this one. So synchronization is in progress. Let's hold on for it to complete. And if you want to see the differences, if you click on here, it shows the differences, I believe. Yeah, see, this is fine. Some settings are not synced, but most of the settings are synced. Related to policies, objects, they all are synced. Let's go back, go to the dashboard, and it's still syncing. I'll see if the policies have synced or not. In this firewall, I should have one big policy allowing all the internet access. And yeah, this is the policy. And on this firewall also, I should have the same policy after the config sync is complete. Yep, it is there now. Okay, great. Now let's see if config sync is not complete. It's taking longer than usual. Okay, I'll just pause the video while the synchronization is complete and then we'll resume. Hey guys, so sync is now complete. You can see my local firewall is active, other one is passive. And yeah, I'll also show you how to do a failover. So right now this firewall is active and I want to make other firewall as active. I need to go to device, high availability, operational commands, and then I can suspend the high availability on this device. If I suspend it on 200, let me see what it will show in the tab. Okay, it's a bit slow, but I have already suspended the HA. Yeah. Yeah. You see, local is suspended, peer is active. So other firewall has now taken over. Now this unit has taken over the role and it will be doing all the stuff that previously this unit was doing. So that's it about the Palo Alto high availabilities. So high availability is a very good feature in order to achieve the redundancy at the firewall level. But yeah, you need to have two firewalls with the same OS, same configuration, same OS. I would say while you're not doing upgrade, rest of the time it should be same OS, same patches, and the basically the same versions of app, threat, antivirus, and other things, plugins, etc. So that's it about this video. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.